Amen. So little tips for single parents. Okay, before I stop, a quick one. Firstly, get healed. All single parents, listen up. All single parents, get healed from your pains, your previous marriage or relationship. If your husband jilted you and left you with another woman, pray, go before God. And if his name is Francis, Lord, I bring Francis before you. Maybe put the photo. Francis, I forgive you. I don't want to judge you. I know what other mistakes you did. I also make mistakes. Anyway, we are parted now. I forgive you. I release you to Jesus. Okay, let Jesus handle you. Okay. I'm not going to carry any grudge, any pain. Then you pray to God, Lord, now it's me and my 3 children. I'm going to trust you. You will be my husband. You will be my father. You'll be my God, my savior, my counselor, my everything. And I'm going to trust you. You got to go positive, single parents. You got to go positive, whether you're a male or a female. You have to trust God. If you're not the working mother and now your husband is no more with you, so you actually have to find. So it means you have to develop your skills again, your education again, to acquire a better job, better income, so that you can provide. But in a good balanced country, you also find that single parents have benefits for children, certain uh, money they will give, but don't live on handouts only. You built yourself. You must first get healed, because a lot of wives, every time their children, they look at the children, they pour it on the children. The child is only 3 years old. She will talk like talking to a big man. Oh, you don't know, you only 3 years old. You know what your father did? He did this, he did that. Poor 3-year-old child, don't know anything. But don't forget, the spirit is very much alive and alert. You have caused damage into the spirit of that baby, whether it's 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years. You poured out all your pain into the baby. The baby's emotions are damaged right at the foundation level, and the child will grow with rejection. And the child may go through the same vicious cycle or even worse. So it is important for you to be healed, and you got to build a strong relationship, fellowship with Jesus. Draw God's love, build a consistent relationship with God. Otherwise, you cannot. I got one of my sisters, closely related as sisters. She, at the age of 30, she divorced her husband at the age after about 10 years with him, 4 children, all small kids, because he got involved with another man and then a woman, and he got married and he have a child and blah, 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 blah. So she had to really trust God. She has been always a housewife, so she had to look for a job, and she had to go to the schools and ask for special discount for children benefit, this and that. She was a fighter, and she took some time to come out of the pain, but God helped her in coming out of the pain. And she was determined to bring up the children. She know that if I go to God and trust him, he will give me strength. Now the children all grew. The youngest were 2 or 3 years old, and now the youngest is 16 years old. The oldest is 24, and she's close to 50. I told her, you're so beautiful, why don't you get married? I'll find the man for you. She said, that means older brother. She said, you want me to suffer? I said, before, when I was married, of course, I got the wrong person in my life, so I suffered. But now I'm single parent. I am so happy. I have all the freedom in the world. I don't need to discuss with my husband to decide. I decide myself. God helps me. Oh, please. I'm not, firstly, I'm not interested in having sex again. That's number one. Number two, I don't want to get married. I'm happy with my 4 children. Number three, I'm so connected with God. And God has taken me through these years. I enjoy my single life. And so I don't want to be married again. So, so you as a single parent, you have to draw love, build a consistent relationship with God, show love. You have to show love to your children, care, comfort. All your pains, go to God, release it. But you don't stand alone. You must be belonging to a cell group, or you must be belonging to friends who understand you, or they also have this what they call single fellowship. They're all Christians, and they also bring non-Christians inside, so they can share biblical values and how they can live a prosperous life, a happy life being single. uh, there are people who opt to be single, not that they have a gift of celibacy, they opt to be single. So in other words, they make a dedication, a vow to be single. They consecrate to be single. So as they press on, and as the decision is very serious, God will give them the power to be single all throughout their life. But some are gifted to be single. Of course, I'm not talking about single parents, about single people. But single parents have to now, of course, if you want to remarry again, you have to think a lot, right? You have to think for a man who will slowly, gradually be able to link with your children, maybe not as a father, but as like an uncle or a friend, until they themselves would like to call you as dad or whatever, But how you, if you marry her, you, if you are a single person and you want to marry a single parent with two children, you must understand you cannot separate her from the two children in most cases. In most cases, some cases they'll just give it to the grandparents and they don't want to see the children. They want to have a good life. But I think that's really bad. The two children already lost their dad or their mom. Now they got only one. You have to provide all of that. So the one that is going to marry you must understand that you have two kids. And you need to talk about it. I mean, you cannot impose, oh, you must be a father to my children. That is a long-term plan. But you will say, I only love you. But I know you got two children. But you give me space to befriend them. And slowly, they also have to trust me. I also have to trust them. So it takes time. I have to behave like a good father. I have to learn to be a father. All the more father of another man's children, which is your children, of course, my wife's children. So it takes time. Uh, uh, I heard one thing. There were a husband and wife talking. The husband is saying, the wife is saying to the husband, your children and my children are playing with our children, which means he divorced or whatever, he came with children. She also divorced, whatever, she came with children. And so when they got married, they also produced children. So now you can see so many different parents, but they have to really cope it with God's help and God's strength. So if God is your head, you must trust him and take responsibility over your life and over your children. And you have to trust God. One of the advantage of being a single parent, no more arguments, fewer arguments. You can be a good role model. Possibly your husband, your children's father was not a good role model. So you are the only good role model that you can become. And you can really attach yourself closely to your children. They draw from you, you draw from them. There's a close attachment there. So, but also as a single parent, you must build relationship with others, friends, and enjoy your social life, enjoy your work life, enjoy your spiritual life, enjoy your social life. And being a Christian, you need to live a moderate life so that no evil comes in. All this you can learn. If you have in a club where there are single parents, so you learn from their experiences. Don't try to isolate yourself. That's why you suffer more, because being isolated, you tend to bring back all the past pains, think of it, and then struggle in it, and all that will affect you. So improve your capabilities, educate yourself, build better skills so that you can provide and also fulfill your ambition. As a single parent, you still can fulfill your ambitions, all that. So you have to manage yourself. But the challenges that you face is you have to maintain a good job because you're the only sole breadwinner of your family. So you also have to maintain a single life. You have your feelings and all of that. You can go to God and how you manage all of that. Then you have caring for children. You have 4 children, different characters, how to build them in the ways of God. You have bills to pay, and uh, finances, how to balance. And you need to think of the children's future. Each of them are different, and you need to draw grace and wisdom from God. It's a great challenge. It's a great ministry. It's exciting. Uh, it's a choice. You want to be happy or you want to be sad. It's up to you. I would encourage you to trust God and be happy, and you'll find that you can make it. So you still have to build discipline in the home, set boundaries, be a role model. Do not allow your past pains or hurts or struggles to affect you or your children, but get restored. Stay positive, learn from others, enjoy His grace. Okay, I'll stop here because there are many personal situations, different situations that you might want to ask. To the best of my knowledge, I'll try to help. I'll leave it to Tara now to guide us in the Q&A.